closer.
Okay, there you go. Oh gosh. Oh, I look.
I'm not gonna.
There is no cut cards with me and my tools nowadays too, and they know. There's no cut cards with me. Nicole come on here with all her different stuff because guess what? I'm a trained person. I go by, like I tell people, I go by procedure, not the rules. I have my own business. I pay my own tax, so I don't go by that. You know, rules and procedure is two different things. Rules mean do not, do not. Procedure mean this is, you know. Hello, hi guys. This is Nicole from Organic Northern in the Suitland, Maryland area. And I'm actually retightening my client that have her Sisterlocks. How long you have your Sisterlocks now?
15 years.
She have her Sisterlocks for 15 years. So she's one of the old client, old back in the days type of Sisterlocks. So today what I'm doing with Miss Janae here, if you notice, you see 1 and 2 of Miss Janae here. Like she have a little bit of breakage going on, and this is how long her locks is, but this one is short. So what I'm doing with her here is adding an extension to her here where it elongates for her to save her Sisterlocks. Now of course some people get confused, and sometimes they're so frustrated so they cut the whole hair off. Here at Organic Nordes in Suitland, Maryland, thanks for the thumbs up. Here at Organic Nordes in Suitland, Maryland, what we do is add something called extension. And the extension gives you the benefits of the hair growth. It's not damaging to the hair. It doesn't break the hair. So I'm going to ask Miss Janae, wearing the Interlock extension on your Sisterlock, have it ever damaged your roots?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so a lot of people think that extension damaged your roots. Extension do not damage your roots. Proper hair care damage your roots. If you don't get proper hair care on your hair, then it will damage your roots, and that's how your hair will damage on its own. However, this procedure with the extension added to your hair is a wonderful procedure. And also, if I bring the camera up close so you guys can see it, you really can't tell where her extension is, okay? And sometimes what I do to mend the extension, I will go in there and I will try to form a stitch inside of the extension, because this way is easy for her to wear her hair. And then of course it all depends on how the ends are, so I will leave a little bit of the ends out and give it the next week or so. Her hair will shrivel, and once I wash her hair with the extension in her hair, then it goes good. So this right here is extension added to her Sisterlock, because her Sisterlocks, she got some short pieces going on and she want to elongate those short pieces of her hair. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put in another one. There is several ways that I put the extension in the hair. One might not do the same way. The hair itself, I have to make sure that I have the right texture with the procedure that I'm putting in her hair. So it all depends on which one of the procedure I'm putting on in her hair. Several ways to do the extensions, and I let people know, go to a person that is professional, because if you go to a person that is professional, then they know what they're doing with the extension, okay? So her hair is short right here. As we can see, it doesn't add up to this one. And that's where a lot of clients wearing microlocks and Sisterlocks become frustrated whether they should cut their hair off or keep it. Now, if you can, Miss Janae, can you turn to the side? If you notice that the side of Miss Janae here, when she first started coming to me from another consultant, she didn't have these. And now she have hair where, even though it's fuzzy and it's not going to all get into her Sisterlocks, she do have hair she can baby curl it around and put a little bit of products on it, and her hair is fine. Losing your hairline is not something that you want in this business of keeping up with your Sisterlocks or any type of lock service that you get. So she integrate the Interlocks, and I think that's the best word to use. She integrate the Interlocks extension into her Sisterlocks, allowing her hair to become longer so she don't cut her Sisterlocks off. And as you can see, 1 and 2 of her hair is short, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the extension added to her hair. Okay, so one of the way that I add the extension, I don't really show too much of how I add the extension. I have several different tools. If you want to take a class for adding extension or adding the Interlock system to the hair, you can always contact me through the email system, or you can contact me through the phone number. So I'm adding a piece of extension to her hair, and I am actually doing a stitch procedure that, like I said, is more than one procedure that you use in this type of hair. And it's not everyone know how to do these procedure, and someone might tell you they know how to do it, and then the next thing you know, your hair is not successful, or the hair do not balance with what's going on at your roots. So if your scalp is not balancing what's going on at your roots, then that is another problem. One of the basic reason why I invented the Interlock extension, if some of you guys know me, I am the original person that's wearing the Interlocks without the extension. I started having a lot of clients that comes to me with their Sisterlocks in their hair, and they want to keep their Sisterlocks. And one of the way they want to keep their Sisterlock, they don't want to cut it. So as I go by and I'm doing customers here, and then I have transfer customers that comes to me and their hair is in poor damage area, the extension have actually worked for them. So I just finished this extension also. So that was one of them that was short. Okay, so basically I'm gonna go back and pick up my stitch tool, and the stitch tool is not found, and it's not easy to find these stitch tool. And there's a lady overseas that basically provide these stitch tool for me, make them a little bit more safer for me while I'm using it for my business. So what I'm doing right now is stitching her hair into the lock, making sure the combination works for her texture hair, because it's not all combination works also. And this one can be complicated. I'm gonna be honest, because it's very small. If you notice, her locks is a very, very small woven interlocking procedure. And if you're getting a full hair of Interlocks, it takes around 3 days to do. So just be aware of that. If you're getting this procedure, it takes around 3 days to do with a full head. I also make them and sell them, and if you want to take a class, you'll have to actually come to Washington, D.C. to take the class. Okay, so now it is locked in and it's stitched in, and then later on I will wash it. But if I notice that there's a little edge here that don't want to buff the way I want it to, and I just go in and stitch it. Okay, and basically that's it. I need to go ahead and finish up the rest of it. And I'm also the same stitch tool that I use. And another thing is that I'm gonna go ahead and say this to you guys, for those who are in the business of interlocking. You cannot watch me to learn how to interlock. You have to go to a class. If you haven't adopted that under your belt, you need to go to a class. Interlocking goes according to the texture of your hair. Sisterlock is a trademark company, and the procedure is according to the texture of your hair. They have so many different procedures in the business. just make sure you are hooked into one of those classes that is a professional class. Bear with me one moment, guys. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. How may I help you?
Hey, it's me, Ebony. How are you?
Hey, Ebony.
Okay, I got a little problem.
What's going on?
I'm sitting in traffic, just sitting here. I left New Jersey at 8:30. It's not good. It's not good at all.
So
Are you pretty full today?
I have a dreadlock stitch procedure extension to do after you, and she starts at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
So
Well, I'll be there way before then.
okay, so you think you can make it?
Yeah, I can, but I'm gonna be late. I'm gonna be real late. But you don't have to wash me or anything like that. If you just touch me up, then we could be on my way.
Okie dokie. See you coming all the way from Jersey. I'll see you in a few to get your retightening done.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Wait, do you want me to call you right before I'm in the neighborhood and pick you up some food? Or are you good?
Actually, I am
Don't
good.
tell me about no raw juice or no berries and no lettuce.
Okay, so I can't tell you about my vegan day, right?
No, I don't want to hear about no nuts and berries and no partial rabbit food. I can't even listen. But I'll call you when I'm like 10 minutes away. If you want me to pick you up something from Tropicana, like some gravy and cocoa bread, I will.
You're awesome. Alrighty. Alrighty, so I'll see you then. All right.
Bye-bye.
Gosh, when you got clients like family, they are awesome. But she don't want me to talk about my raw vegan food. She only want me to talk about the food that she wants to bring to me. So it's like, okay. So my client is gonna bring me what she feels necessary to. She's not. You hear her, right? She's not bringing me any rabbit food. She's just gonna bring me some good old Jamaican food, which my stomach cannot take. So, I don't know. I'll get the gravy though. I do need to make some curry chickpeas, so I'll get the gravy and be about my way. So that's good. That's the only good thing that's gonna come out of it. So I'm using the same tool that I'm stitching her here with. I'm using that same tool to interlock her here. I'm not going too close to the scalp because one of the things with some tool that will scrape your scalp. So with this tool, it's not scraping her scalp. Her scalp is pretty much the way it needs to be, and it's effectively being done by this tool. Now, you can watch me use the tool, but I'm going to be honest. Go and take the Sisterlock course, and then after you take the Sisterlock course, and you can always call me so I can train you how to use other tools in the appropriate way, because you want to make sure when you're doing someone's hair that you are using professional tools that is going to help you throughout your career. As a Sisterlock consultant, guys, I am not on the Sisterlock book anymore because I've been doing this for over 10 years. I don't think that I should be what's the word? Be imprisonment of what I do in this business. This business is a very lucrative business, and there's so many different procedures. But just make sure you go to a class that is effective. Here at Organic Nordis, we do the Interlock system. I've been doing the Interlock system for years, and it's been working so far with my clients, and we are a full interlock salon. From Sisterlock go all the way down. 60% of my clients is, no, but how many? No, 40% of my clients is Sisterlocks. 30% of my clients is Interlocks, and the rest of my clients is from dreadlocks to natural hair to two-strand twists, etc. So using this tool, and I'm pretty fast at using this tool, and it's not pulling on her scalp. And the reason why it's not pulling on her scalp is allowing the hair to breathe. So it's allowing your scalp to breathe. It's a really good tool to use. You really can't even tell where the hook is, to be honest. Okay. So if you guys want to get your Sisterlock started, or if you want to get your microlock interlocking started, just give me a call, text message me. In one of the numbers is not working currently, but you can always inbox me, text message me, ask me where can you contact me. We are in the Suitland, Maryland area. She have a little fuzz going on right there, so I can wrap that around her hair. You see that? Okay, and then I can go in with the tool. I'm going according to the texture of her grade, and that's how I use the tool. Make sure you clean up everything, and yeah, and basically that's how I do my techniques. Okay, so I'm cleaning up around here, making sure that, and I do not go into the same pointer hole. Like she have a lot of hair back here. See that? Just kind of twist it over. And me twisting this over is giving her a clean slay. Don't be scared to get them done in your daughter's hair. Just make sure you are going to an educated consultant. It's not just a Sisterlock thing anymore. It's an educated consultant. And if you go into a consultant that have very good experience on hair care, then your daughter hair will be fine. It shouldn't be a problem at all. Miss Janae got very soft hair, and Miss Janae hair is still, to me, is like a 8-year-old hair, to be honest. And since her hair is like an 8-year-old hair, it's nice, it's soft, it's spongy. It haven't matured. She matured, but her hair didn't mature. So she still have that baby type of texture. And it's not good to pull on the hair. As you can see, I'm not pulling in on the hair. She's comfortable. I can clean up her parts. I'm not the person who originally started her Sisterlocks. So when she came to me, your grid was already gone, right? Some of your grids. All I did was basically try to clean up on her grid as much as I can. I'm the person that continue her locks for the past 1.5 or 2 years, something like that. So yeah, she's been coming to me for approximately 2 years, and I've been cleaning up her locks. Basically, hair care is my main thing, guys. And that's the main thing. So if your daughter wants to get this done, if you want to come here to Washington, D.C. just to start it and then find someone to retighten it, or you can take a retightening course with me. And if you take a retightening course with me, and I can get you set up with one of the tools that is how often you have to get a retouch. Okay, so our clients here at Organic Nordas get retouch anywhere from 3 weeks to 8 weeks. A retouch all depends on how your hair growth is. So if your hair grow really fast, your retightening is 3 weeks. If your hair do not grow as fast as possible, then your retightening is 8 weeks. So it fluctuates. See all the little pieces that she needs, I'm pulling them in with the tool, as you can see. So I'm pulling that in. She have frizzies. So what I do with the tool, while I'm repairing it, I'm pulling it in the tool, and I'm getting that in, because that's her frizzies. And it's back into the lock. So how often your hair grow? If you have fast hair growth, then 3 to 4 weeks is when you need to be in the chair. If you have a medium hair growth, then 5 to 6 weeks. If it's a slow growth, then it's 8 weeks that you're supposed to be in the chair for. And that will give you enough time to be in the chair. Now, A retightening, it can be done with any tool. The person have to have the education background to utilize any tool. It doesn't matter. One of the tools, and I really can't say the tool because some tools got trademarks. So if I talk about a trademark, I can get sued, right? So yes, she can get them done bigger, of course. They are called micro locks. And yes, she can get the bigger Sisterlocks too. It all depends on the person you go to. Once again, make sure the Sisterlock consultant is educated. And it's okay, so I'm gonna say it's best to go to a person that is educated in interlocking, sisterlocking, microlocking. And the reason why, because they can do better with your hair. Hair care is very important. And when you sit in someone's chair, you don't want to just get your hair done because it's Sisterlocks. You want to get something that's comfortable for you. You don't have to get them this small if you don't want to get them this small, because maybe that's not your goal. Maybe you're scared it will break. Maybe you're scared it will pop. Miss Janae here do not break, okay? Because she comes to me and the health of her hair is important. So in order for your hair to break, you have to make sure you get the strand test and the curl pattern test. So you got to see how your strands are. If your strands are weak, to see the size that you're going to get done to your hair according to the strands of your hair, because sometimes people hair strands grow from the follicle very weak, so you don't want to get something that is very weak in a small size. You want to make sure that you're balancing your size according to your follicle growth. If you have healthy follicle, you can have healthy hair. And then we check your curl pattern. So you know, you have 4C girls that hair are weak. You have some 4C girls, their hair is kinky, but it pops and break. Over the years, the 2 years Miss Janae been coming to me, in the beginning, her ends, right? Her ends of her hair used to break and damage, but look at it today. It's not damaging anymore. She have very, very soft hair. Her hair is pretty thin, but it's strong because she gets it conditioned, and she used one of our product that we call the hair milk. And our product is really, really good too for your hair scalp. So all our product line that we have, from our shampoo line to our hair milk to our oil to our vegan oils to our tonic water, we provide all those products for our customer. So let me ask Miss Janae, which one of the products is your favorite?
The hair milk is by far my favorite.
So she say the hair milk is her favorite. And the hair milk is for any type of hair, whether you have Sisterlocks, natural hair, afro